Good evening, guys, and welcome to tonight's webinar. So I'm going to talk tonight about diet, okay, and how to build better habits. So the problems that people tend to have and how we can get around those, okay. Now, there are a lot of common problems that people have, and for the majority of people, if you can sort these out, okay, if you can correct these issues, for 95% of people, that will be enough for you to get your results. Okay, there's only a small portion of people that will need to do more sort of different methods than this. Okay, so if you can get these bits sorted, the likelihood is that you will get the results that you want. Okay, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to be conscious of time. Obviously, I don't want this to go on forever, but I'm also conscious that I want to provide you as much value as possible. So it will be a little longer than my normal videos, but hopefully it will be worth it. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen now. I apologise for my presentation skills. They're not amazing, not the most creative person, but I tend to go on content matters, so hopefully the content will make up for that, okay? I do apologise if I'm going to keep sort of coughing and clearing my throat. I've got a drink, I've got a bit of a cold, so the more I talk, the drier my throat gets, so I apologise for that. So how to fix a broken diet. Two parts to this, okay? Number one is portion control, number one is deficiencies, okay? So first of all, portion control. This is your food amount, so your calorie intake, as well as your food composition or your macronutrient breakdown. Okay, so that's like your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. Okay, so it's basically how much you're eating and what you're eating, okay? I'm not going to go in depth on this tonight because I have done videos about this before. They are on my YouTube channel, which I will share at the end. And I'm also not going to talk about this because, as you can see at the bottom, I'll talk about that in a moment, basically, because it'll be easier for you to see it than for me to talk about it, okay? Now, I'm just going to mention a quick point on calorie counting. As you can see from the screen, I'm not a massive fan of it. If you've ever done it, you'll probably know why. It's a huge pain in the arse. And actually not that accurate. Again, I've done a video on this, so if you wanted to check that out, you can on my YouTube. It's basically entitled The Problems with Calorie Counting. There's two videos, two parts. And the reason it's not great is because it's long, it's boring, it's a lot of effort, and it's actually not that accurate. Okay, so it's been shown that you can be anywhere as much as 25% off, no matter how good your maths are, and no matter how well you read the labels, because there's a whole host of different issues. It's actually not accurate, and you can be about 25% off. Okay, and that's not just in how many calories you're estimating that you're bringing in. It can also be 25% off on out, and how many calories you are expending. Okay, so you can be anywhere up to 50% off, which is a huge margin for error. You know, you could be thinking you're eating 1,500 calories, and you're actually eating 2,000, or should I say, sort of, your calories in versus calories out is 500 calories more than you thought. So, you know, if you want to lose weight and, you know, you're 500 over, it's not going to go down too well, okay? So for the time and the effort you put into it, not really worth it, okay? What I teach my clients is a very easy method in which at the bottom, as you can see, you use your hand as a measuring device, okay? A pretty practical tool. I tend to take my hands everywhere with me. So what you do is you measure for your protein portions, you use your palm. For your fats, you use your thumb. For your veg, you use your fist. And for your carbs, you use a cupped handful. Okay, and as I say, I've also given you a very brief demonstration of that. If you would like a handout, I have a handout I'm happy to send over to you completely free of charge. I'm also not going to charge you for that. Just message me. Again, I'll put my contact details on at the end. So just give me a message, I'll send that over to you. Like I say, it's a lot easier for you to have the handout, to see it, because it will detail it for you. And then obviously it's a lot easier for you to read through that than it is for you to try and, you know, get it from what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. So message me for that and I'll send it over to you and you've got it forever. Okay, it's always there for you. Okay, so that's number one, portion control. What I'm mainly going to talk about tonight is this, which is dietary deficiencies. Okay, now, as much as we like to think, a lot of us think our diets are particularly good, most people have some sort of deficiency in their diet, okay, no matter how good we think our diet is. This can have a huge effect on our body, which I'll talk about as we go through it, okay? Now, when we are deficient, we just don't function properly, okay? Now, the four most common deficiencies are water, vitamins and minerals, protein, and essential fatty acids, okay? These are the most common deficiencies that most people have. So, let's talk about these individually. So let's get into, actually, because I've got that script in front of me. So just quickly, I'm going to show you the power of removing these deficiencies, okay? Just a couple of examples. So for example, one with prison inmates, obviously with water, I can talk about the benefits of that, which I'll talk about in protein. But in terms of vitamins and minerals and fish oil, I've got two studies that I'm going to share with you. So one of them, as you can see, was with prison inmates, and basically provided a fish oil and a multivitamin to prison inmates, and this reduced their aggressive behaviour and violent behaviour by 35%, and also decreased their antisocial behaviour by 26%. Okay, which is pretty amazing just for a fish oil, just for taking a fish oil and multivitamin. Okay, and the second one, as you can see, was with children. So we did the same, provided children with a fish oil and a multivitamin, and it was shown to improve both their behaviour and their intelligence scores. Okay. Now, I don't have children, but I can imagine any parents out there, and for my children in the future, who doesn't want a smarter, better behaved child? I certainly would, okay? I'm sure you guys would as well. And obviously, a healthier child because of the benefits of multivitamin, getting your vitamins and minerals in and getting your healthy fats in, which we'll talk about a bit more in a minute, okay? So as you can see, when we get the nutrients that we need, as you can see, we thrive. We're really good, and our physiology and psychology, they thrive. Okay, so we need these nutrients. Okay, as I said, the majority of people, 90% of people, are deficient. Okay, so let's talk water. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to talk through these individually. So water. First of all, quickly, why is water important? Well, it makes about 60% of our body, so pretty important. There are so many benefits of water, which I won't run through today. By the way, guys, I have done videos on pretty much every single one of these topics. Again, I'll share my YouTube, etc. at the end. You can always head over there and check out the individual videos. I won't spend that much time on them today because it will go on forever. So I'm going to talk very quickly about it. So, like I say, 60% water. And the main way is it's responsible for the thousands of chemical reactions that take place in our body all day, every day. Okay, so it's a huge part. Okay, now, recommendations, you want to shoot for around about 2 litres a day, along with water-rich foods like your fruit and your vegetables. Or if you want to be a bit more precise, you can go for 30 to 40 millilitres per kilogram of your body weight. Okay. Now, again, this is a very general baseline, so a lot of people will need less, people will need more, depending on sex, age, activity levels, etc. So use it as a very generic baseline. And go on how you do, okay? One of the greatest questions that I have come across that I use with my clients is, how's that working for you? So if you're going to the toilet 15 times a day and your pee is crystal clear, you're obviously having more water than you need, okay? So you can adjust that, okay? To give you an idea, the best that you want to go for, really clear with a hint of sort of yellow, okay? The yellow is waste that you're getting rid of, but it's not crystal clear that you're just peeing out excess, essentially, okay? So adjust based on you, okay? But that's just a general guideline to have, okay? So a few tips to get in more water. Best one, carry a big bottle. So easy. You're going 2 litres a day, buy a 1 litre bottle of water, and make it your goal to get through 2 of those a day. Okay, nice, easy, simple, okay? Next one, have water with each meal. This can actually help with digestion. And also it's been helped to show people help them lose weight. So there's been a few studies where basically having water with the meal, it was 500 millilitres before each meal, and again I've done a video on this on YouTube, and it was shown that they lost weight, mainly because it filled them up more, okay? You might know that our hunger and our thirst signals, we can often confuse them, they're the same. So a lot of times when we think we're hungry, we're not, we're actually thirsty. Okay, so by having that water before, we decrease what we think are our hunger levels and also fill ourselves up, so therefore we eat less, which would obviously would lead to weight loss. Okay? The next way is to drink after going to the toilet, and it's just a tip to help you remember. It's a cue, if you know what I mean. So every time you come back, and have a sip, and it's just that habit and getting into that habit of just drinking each time, okay? Next one, ask for water when often drink at work or carry your bottles to meetings. Again, it's just getting into that habit where it becomes unconscious, so you won't even have to think about it as well. And the last one, every time you drink a coffee or tea, have some water. And again, it's just a cue. So pick the one that works best for you, give them each of them a try, find out what works best for you. What works best for you won't necessarily work better for somebody else. So it's how it fits into you and your lifestyle, okay? So next, we have vitamins and minerals. Now, it is very hard for you to get all of your essential vitamins and minerals from food, okay? You have to eat a very, very varied diet, which a lot of people don't because of a whole host of reasons, time, resources, etc. So, but these are the food sources that you can use to get them. Now, with vitamins and minerals, they are very, very important for our physiology, okay? So our energy levels, our appetite, our strength, our endurance, our mood, we can get everything right. We can get the perfect calorie balance, perfect macronutrient balance. But if we don't get this right, we can still feel lousy. Okay, so they're very important. And pretty much everybody is deficient in some vitamins and minerals. Most people, anywhere between 6 and 12 different vitamins. Okay, so we've got a few sources on here. So you've got like colourful fruits and veg, mushrooms, herbs and spices, lean proteins such as red meat, particularly organ meat, wild game, poultry, fish, seafood and eggs, beans and legumes, whole grains, dairy, and you can supplement, okay? I'm a believer in supplements, in the fact that they supplement your food, okay? So we always go whole foods first, but there's nothing wrong with supplementing on the side if that will be helpful to you, okay? I take a greens balance supplement, so it's basically lots of different colourful fruits and veg, which as you can see is a good food source. If you are struggling to get it in through your food, there is no reason why you can't. So long as it doesn't replace food, it's in addition to food, okay? So, as I said, especially with vitamins and minerals, it can be very hard to get them all in through your food, because you have to eat a very varied diet. So, especially with vitamins and minerals, supplements can be very good, okay? So next we have protein, okay? So what is protein good for? Well, a lot of things again, mainly building and maintaining muscle, which is especially, if we're going to talk weight loss, it's very important. The more muscle we have, the more calories we burn all day, every day. So basically they're the calories that you burn while you're asleep. Who doesn't want to burn more calories while they sleep? Okay, everybody. Protein is also great for satiety. So protein keeps you fuller for longer, basically, okay? So having high protein meals is very good because it keeps you fuller for longer, which is obviously, in the long run, will probably help you to stop snacking. Okay, so great source of that. Okay, so protein sources, meat, all your meats, eggs, dairy, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes, and again, of course, you can supplement if need be. Great for supplements, especially for breakfast. A lot of people struggle with breakfast and eating breakfast. So having a protein shake filled with fats, which I'll talk about fats in a moment, can be a great source of breakfast because it helps keep fuller for longer, okay, which is always important, stops that snacking, okay? So next we will talk about fats. So as I mentioned very briefly there, fats are again great for satiety, so again they keep us fuller for longer, okay, which is great. So mixed with protein, great for keeping us nice and full for long periods of time, okay? So what are fats good for other than satiety? Loads of different things, energy, insulation, and very important for brain function. As I mentioned earlier, those studies, supplementing with an omega-3 or a fish oil help to improve intelligence scores and reduce behaviour, or aggressive and bad behaviour. Okay, so some fat sources, oily fish, it's very good to have oily fish, recommend twice a week. So you can have fresh, you can have canned. If it is canned, make sure that it is in water and just check for salt content because it can be very high in salt. So just watch that, okay? In sort of marine life, so seafood, seaweed. Again, as I just mentioned, you can supplement either fish or algae oil, especially with omega-3s. Many people would have heard of omega-3s and the benefits of those, which is basically a type of fat which you find in things like fish, okay? So now, omega-3s as a supplement is very good, because a lot of people don't like fish and don't like to eat fish that often, but especially because basically we need a balance of omega-3s and omega-6s. Okay, but with conventional diets nowadays, we tend to be too biased towards omega-6s and less biased to omega-3s. So supplementing with omega-3s can be very good for getting that balance right. Again, I take them in the morning with my breakfast, 2 tablets, veggie fat, very good fat source, very easy. Okay, rest of them you have like nuts and seeds. So you know your nuts, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, etc. And then you seeds, you've got like flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp, LSA mix. Nut butters are very good, avocados, oils, mainly go coconut and olive, eggs, dairy, and beef, pork, and lamb. Okay. A lot of people struggle with getting extra fats into their diet. That is one of you. Again, I directed to my YouTube. I did a video very recently, I think it was last week, on some very easy tips to get more fats into your diet. Okay, so you can check that out as well. Next, I'm going to add in a couple of extra bonuses. So we've got fiber. So why is fiber good? Well, it supports our gastrointestinal health. It can lower our cholesterol. Again, a great one for satiety, so it keeps us fuller for longer. You want to base, if your goal is weight loss, it's a great idea to base a lot of your meals and snacks around high proteins, fats, and fiber for that satiety level. Okay, so that will keep you very full for a very long period of time. And again, it just stops you snacking and eating, well, makes you eat less. Okay, which again, if your goal is weight loss, it's a very good thing. Okay, so diet. What you might not know is that if you get your recommended daily amount of fiber, you will lose an extra £9 a year, which is pretty good just for eating extra fiber. Okay. Problem is, not many people, very small amount of people get their daily recommended amount of fiber. Okay. So get that sorted, you get the health benefits, and you lose a bit extra weight just for eating extra fiber. Okay. Fiber is also great for removing toxins from our body, so it's sort of like a sponge and removes all the toxins. You know, we're exposed to toxins all the time through the environment, the foods we eat, the products we put on our skin, toxins everywhere. So that obviously can affect our health. It can also affect our weight loss. So to be healthier and fitter, boost your fiber, get more fiber in. Yeah, that's going to just, like I say, acts like a sponge, pulls all those toxins together, gets them out of your body. It's obviously always a good thing. So sources of fiber. Also missed as well. It's fiber can help with preventing and relieving symptoms of IBS and IBD, which is becoming quite prevalent nowadays. So nice little tip there. Okay. So food sources of fiber: grains, oats, bananas, apples, beans, and pulses. Root veg like carrots, potatoes, and again, you can supplement if need be. As I said, most people don't get even close to their fiber daily recommendation. So I have it in a powder, basically put it in a shake. You can even mix it into foods and sometimes mix it into sauces. Won't even know it's there, doesn't even thicken the sauce, and you're getting fiber in. And like I say, you get all those benefits for it. Okay. Lastly, the next one, pre and probiotic. Very important. Okay, and not one that a lot of people are aware of, actually. So pre and probiotics are basically, everybody might know that you have bacteria in your gut, which is responsible for a lot of things. So basically what pre and probiotics do is they basically feed good bacteria in your gut, and they help the good bacteria to work. Okay, so a lot of reasons why this is good. Things like preventing allergies, boosting the immune system, can regulate inflammation and hormone regulation, also regulate your body fat level. Again, IBD and IBS, great for preventing and relieving symptoms of that. And also mood, which is quite surprising. Most people might not know. A lot of people have heard of serotonin, which is like our happy chemical, basically. And whilst it is known as a brain neurotransmitter, 90% of serotonin is made in our gut. Okay, so if we have a healthy gut, we have a healthy mind, or a happy gut, happy mind. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of sources of pre and probiotics. Your prebiotics are asparagus, leeks, onions, garlic, barley, beans, oats, quinoa, rye, wheat, potatoes. yams, apples, berries, bananas, citrus, kiwi, flaxseed, chia seeds, and again, you can supplement. Probiotics, yogurt, cheese, kefir, pickles, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, tempeh, soy sauce, and again, you can always supplement if need be. Especially with probiotics, most people haven't even heard of those food sources, and they tend to be fermented foods, so people aren't particularly fond of them. So again, I do use a supplement in the morning with my omega-3s, which is basically pre and probiotics together. So again, it's just a very easy way to get it in. And like I say, this is supplementing. You're not replacing food. So I always try and get as many of those food sources in as I can. But like I say, most people aren't keen on a lot of them. So it's just an easy way to get them in from now. Okay. And also make sure you're hitting that recommended daily amount. Okay. So this right now, this is what I teach my clients. Okay. So I understand that's a lot of information, but the beauty of this being a webinar is you can go back and watch it. I was going to do this on a Facebook Live, but I wouldn't have been able to show you this presentation. So again, hopefully you can pause it, you can take notes if need be, take pictures so you can see it. So as I said, this is basically what I teach my clients. So, and if you can get this sorted, then like I say, 95% of people, this will be enough. Okay. Now remember that your nutrition is around about 80% of the results that you're going to see. Okay. With weight loss, obviously. But obviously huge for health. So a lot of things we've talked about today, very important for general health as well, which is obviously always a good thing. You want to be healthy and fit, obviously. So everything that I recommend is in here. Okay, this is, like I say, if you can get this sorted, this will be enough for most people, well, the majority of people, to see your results. Okay, now everything that I recommend, I've recently come across, I've sort of had like a collaboration as such. Okay, to provide sort of what we would call like a healthy eating plan. Okay, and it's like a plan to a healthier life. Okay, so the great thing about this is there's only so much I can do on my own. Okay. And what this plan allows me to do is to help a lot of people at once, which is always a good thing. But also, the resources available are a lot. There's a lot more. Again, because there's so much I can do on my own. So, what I tend to get, I recommend this to people. So, like I say, you get your portion control right, and then you eliminate deficiencies. Okay. Now, what this plan also does is it helps you to, like I say, do everything that I would recommend to people. So I realised that I was recommending these things to people, and I realised this plan was doing it as well, and it was a lot easier and a lot accessible for you guys. And it means I can get more content out, so I'm not spending as long doing everything else, so I can get extra content in for you, because this is the backbone of it. So not only does it eliminate those deficiencies, but we also look at obviously eliminating or drastically reducing sugar intake. It is a whole food approach. So again, like I said, we always go whole foods first, get as many of them as we can. There's always supplements on the side to make sure we're hitting those guidelines. Okay. Now, it also works on a fantastic 80-20 rule, which again, I always recommend to my clients anyway. There is the option, if you like, to be more strict on that. Most people do it in 30 days. So it's things like, if you can cut out alcohol for 30 days, you can cut out refined sugar for 30 days. Obviously, you can imagine you're going to get twice as good results. However, that is up to you. I would recommend it maybe for 30 days just to see how you feel, because a lot of people actually decide after that they actually don't want as much alcohol or sugar. Again, completely up to you. After the 30 days, most people go back to the 80-20. Okay, so I'm a huge believer in 80-20. If you can get your nutrition bang on 80% of the time, you can enjoy yourself 20% of the time. And that's what it needs to be. You need to enjoy yourself. If you don't enjoy this, you will quit. What is the point in that? It's got to be something that that's why I hate the word diet as well. It's not a healthy eating diet, it's a plan, it's a lifestyle. It's something that you can do for the rest of your life. Okay, you need to enjoy it. Okay, so what they also do as well is, which I do recommend people do every now and again, if you have symptoms, if you don't, what they tend to do is like an elimination diet. Okay, so again, if you feel like testing it out for 30 days, most people cut out gluten, dairy, soy, common allergens basically. So as you know, a lot of people can have allergic reactions to these or intolerances. So it's a great way to see if you have one. Because, for example, if you thought you had an intolerance to gluten, you can go to the doctor, but they won't test you straight away. They'll say, do an elimination diet, which is basically you cut it out and you see if you get better, essentially. And you track it. And then if you've done that, then you go to them and then they will test you. Okay. Now, the problem with things like this, with gluten, with dairy, I'd recommend cutting out soy anyway, because it's just not good for you. But especially with gluten and dairy, a lot of people can have problems, but not symptoms. You know what I mean? So there can be things going on the inside without outside symptoms. Okay, so it can be good for a while just to see if that can affect you. So you may feel better from it by not having it. If you don't, fine. But why not try it just in case? You know, like I said, it's not forever. People tend to do it in 30 days. Just gives you enough time to get it out and just to see if there's an effect. And then again, you can reintroduce it if not. Okay. So what else do you get from this? Okay. So as I said, it's, you know, people get some really good results from this. And as I say, it allows me to bring more content because this is what I do anyway. But by having people follow this, I can bring in extra because the backbone is already there. This is, like I say, it's what you get with it is ridiculous, and I'll talk about that now. So what happens is it's like the supplements on the side, so again to assist your meal. So again, we go whole food, which I'll talk about in a minute with the recipe books, etc. But there are supplements to assist with that. So like your omega-3, a bit of fibre, some pre and probiotics, which most people aren't getting from food sources for various reasons. Like I say, we're busier now more than ever. So because people don't have the time or the resources to get these in their diet properly. So you go whole foods as much as you can, and you add things on the side to make sure you're hitting the recommendations, okay? Because they're so important for so many people. Now, as a bonus to this plan, almost, you get all of this, which is, like I say, it's incredible because it's more than I could provide on my own. So online community, Facebook groups, there are a lot, 2, 3, 4, in total maybe 10, 20,000 people all together, okay, doing this all together. Now that is huge, okay, because I don't have 10, 20,000 people following my programs yet. So that community is massive. So as research, you're 50% more likely to succeed if you're part of a group. It's completely encouragement. There's recipes and tips going up from everybody. It's incredible, as you can imagine. Being part of a group and being with people on the same program as you, with the same goals as you, is huge. Okay, there's nothing better than that. Okay. Also, you'll get exercise workouts. Obviously, you can imagine if you incorporate exercise into your program, you're going to double, triple your results minimum. Okay, and they're going to be workouts that everybody can do anywhere. Okay, so you don't have to be in a gym right now. You can do them at home. Okay. So again, it's making things simple and accessible for everybody, okay, something that everybody can do. What you also get from here is a recipe book, which is actually insane. And the point underneath that as well, which I'm supposed to mention first, is one of the groups is run by a certified nutritionist. And this is massive because I'm not a nutritionist, okay? It's a big misconception in the fitness industry, which isn't helped by a lot of personal trainers that either are or aren't aware that they're not nutritionists, okay? We as personal trainers are not licensed to give meal plans, even though I know a lot of people do, but whatever. So I don't give out meal plans ever because, like I say, I'm not sort of certified to do so. Only certified nutritionists and dietitians are. I can give out advice, but not meal plans, okay? Now, this isn't a meal plan that you get. However, the benefit of this is obviously you can imagine the nutritionist
level of qualifications and knowledge is superior to mine. Okay, absolutely. I'm more than happy to admit that. So the fact that this group is run by her, what happens normally, this is an ongoing thing, okay, so it runs all the time, there's people joining all the time, but there are a few times throughout the year where everybody comes in together, okay, and at the time the nutritionist she does a post like every other day, I think, with like tips, hints, like hacks as such, extra recipes, and that's crazy. Like I say, this is way more than I can bring out on my own, okay? And what she has done as well is create a recipe book, especially for this plan. And that contains recipes for your meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, shake recipes, you know, like making them, incorporating fats and everything, and, you know, good veg into them, making them nice and tasty as well, which obviously always helps. And also clean treats. So treats that you know taste like they shouldn't be good for you, but are, which is always nice, okay, especially on your psychology. And she made this especially for this group, which is massive, because she could have sold that on Amazon and made what I believe a fortune. But she didn't. She made it purposely for this group, and this recipe book and her expertise is, like I say, something that I could not provide on my own. And it's probably the best part of this. I mean, there's so many different parts of it, but the fact that you get that as well is massive. And the main things from this is what you see at the bottom. Okay, there's some incredible but long-lasting results. Okay, so this isn't a quick fix. Okay, will you lose weight? More than likely, yes, you will. However, what this is based around is habits. It's building habits. Okay. It's eliminating those deficiencies, making your meals and your food intake better for you, leading a healthier life, okay? And it's something that you can do, you know, people have been doing for years. There's people in those groups who've been there for years because they love it and it works and the community is there. And why wouldn't you want that, basically, okay? It's such a huge benefit. And even, you know, maybe you don't want to lose weight. Maybe you just want more energy. Maybe you just want to improve your general health, okay? That's fine. You may lose weight, you know, there's a side benefit to that. I'd say even if you don't want to, you will find you have more energy, you'll be healthier. So again, it's not a weight loss program, it's a health program, okay? You just will lose weight as a side benefit, which is, you know, for a lot of people, an added bonus, which, you know, we're not going to turn out. So there is the presentation for tonight. So you've got a lot of information to go through there, which again, which is why it's great it's on a webinar, which you can go back and read through it all and take notes, etc. You've got the option of the health eating plan. If you are interested in this, please send me a message, even if just for the information. Okay, no obligation to sign up if you send me a message. But if you would like more information on this, more than what I spoke about tonight, because I'm just trying to give you a brief overview without going into too much detail. So like I say, I'm always conscious of time. You know, send me a message. And I want to say thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you got some value from that. I love doing this. I love providing value to you guys. I would love if you have watched this some feedback, if you don't mind, just on how it was, if you've got any good advice from it, any constructive criticism. I love constructive criticism. So please, 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 I won't hate you for it. In fact, I will thank you for it. So don't feel awkward. I always appreciate that. And I just want to point you towards the resources here as well. So as I mentioned, I do have a YouTube channel, which is Nathan Bancroft. You'll see it's just my name like that, and you'll see my picture on there. So basically all my videos are on there, okay? So you can see my Facebook there, which is Nathan Bancroft Coach. That's my business page. So on there I post at least 4 times a day. There'll be workouts, my exercise from the gym, if you tend to go to the gym and you want some exercise inspiration. I'm also going to start doing home workouts as well that people can do from home. There'll be food, there's motivational quotes, and then my videos as well. So I try and roll out 4 to 5 videos a week, which I try and keep them shortish, 5 minutes. And they're on everything from fitness to nutrition to mindset to behavior change, anything basically that I think that you guys will get some value from, you know, things that I've picked up
that I would like to share with everybody else. So obviously check out the Facebook page. If you just want the videos though, go to YouTube. Okay, because it'll be a lot easier because obviously it's just all the videos. Whereas if you go on my Facebook, you have to scroll past all the posts to find the videos. So obviously YouTube's better if you just want the videos. Obviously it's a lot easier to find. Okay, and my email, nathanmankoff2@gmail.com. So if you would like any information on the healthy eating plan, either message me on Facebook or send me an email. Also, any questions you have. So, like I say, I really do enjoy talking about this. Usually when people send me questions, I almost always find that there's a video in there that I can do as well. So, you know, not only by sort of you sending me a message, not only will I answer a question for you, but I'll answer a question for a lot of people. Because I'm always looking for inspiration from the videos, and you know, I'm trying to give you value on the things that I think you would like to know. So if you actually send me messages about what you would like to know, it does, you know, it stops me from having to think about it as well. But also, you know, there's a lot of things that I don't think about. So, you know, that's always great as well. Like I say, I always enjoy, like I say, I mean, I could talk about this all night. I'm literally clock watching, making sure I'm not going on too long. So, you know, don't feel like it's a burden by sending me a message about a question, because, you know, like I say, I love talking about it. I talk about it all day. Okay, so that's the presentation for tonight. I will just come off this screen. Yeah. So thank you very much for tuning in. Like I say, hopefully you got some value from that. And like I say, please do send me a message if you did. So I don't do it for the appreciation. As you can imagine, I do enjoy appreciation. And again, if you have any feedback at all on the presentation itself, again, I always appreciate that. If you would like information on the healthy eating plan, send me a message. Any questions you have, send me a message. So thank you very much, guys. Again, hopefully you got some value from that and you took something from this. Remember, you know, if you can get this sorted, nutrition is huge. You know, incorporate that in with exercise, get your nutrition right, incorporate some exercise in, and you're going to double, triple, quadruple your result usually. Okay, so hope you got some value from that. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Have a great evening, and hopefully I'll speak to some of you soon. Thank you very much.